I'm back. Well, there's been a lot written recently about the fourth industrial revolution, and also, I mean, everybody seems to be talking about it, even the politicians nowadays. And on the cutting edge of this is AI, or artificial intelligence, and at the razor-sharp end of this are the algorithms that will help integrate AI into our lives. A group of University of Johannesburg researchers is investigating new biologically inspired algorithms. Well, to tell us all about this, what it's all about, what's the fuss about, is Professor Duncan Coulter. He's a deputy head of computer science at the University of Johannesburg. Prof, good morning. Thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for joining us on our program.
Thank you for having me here, Dan. So our research basically focuses on looking at intelligent systems that exist in nature, and not necessarily the same.
You said in nature.
In nature.
Not just in human beings.
Not just in human beings.
Okay.
So the main thrust of the current revolution in artificial intelligence is focused on neural networks, whereas our research is mostly focused on evolutionary systems. So the way that nature finds ways to make organisms able to survive in changing circumstances.
Is it a breakthrough, your latest research?
It is an incremental improvement. I don't know that breakthroughs are terribly common, so it is a modification of an existing technique to allow it to be more adaptive to changing circumstances.
For how long have you been busy with this?
This particular bit of research has been going on it's in its second year now, but my overall research started back in 2007.
Okay, now this whole work of AI is basically taking that intelligence that exists in nature, as you said, not just in humans. How does it fit in with the whole thing of, how does it really work from that kind of brains, let's say human brain, into this machine?
Okay, well, this particular research focuses on the kinds of problems where it's very easy to come up with a way to measure how good a solution is, but very difficult to construct a perfect solution to that problem. So it basically works, the whole family of algorithms work by generating candidate solutions and having them breed and mutate like living organisms would, and then measuring how well they do. The ones that do best are paired up with other ones that do well. Ones that do poorly are removed or mutated, and overall, over time, the quality of the solutions improves.
As an ordinary guy just listening to you, I'm thinking, what is this really all about? Is it about making machines to have feelings and thought processes? What is it about?
That is a very interesting question. No, it isn't. This is what we would call narrow artificial intelligence. And what you've spoken about is either what they call artificial general intelligence, which is human level or above intelligence. And then feelings and things like that is a separate philosophical question. It's the problem of qualia or subjective experience, which we don't, as far as I understand, have a very good model of how that works in human beings, let alone in machines, for example. So intelligence can exist without consciousness. Consciousness is a separate property where we don't really understand it.
Okay, so what are you now busy doing? How does biologically inspired algorithms take computer science further? What's going to change here?
Well, it's a broad family of techniques. I mean, a lot of our progress has been by copying nature throughout human history. So we're looking at systems that appear intelligent, or definitely are intelligent, in that they pursue goal-oriented behavior, and replicating that. So, for example, the evolutionary processes produce organisms that are progressively better at surviving in changing circumstances. Or we might look at social insect swarms like bees or ants and see how they are able to find food and communicate. Or we might look at the human immunological system and see how that is able to adapt to new pathogens and diseases that it's never seen before. So we look at all of these biological systems that have the properties that we like, intelligent response and adaptiveness, and try and come up with a simplified model of how they work, and then implement that as an algorithm.
And then you put those in the machines. It seems like it's a brilliant work. I mean, it's very necessary. Everybody, as I said, even politicians nowadays are talking about fourth industrial revolution. It's the flavor of the month, so to speak. But you as scientific researchers, you as scientists, I mean, that's what you are, and you do all of this work, you contribute to the thing. Do you think you get the fair recognition, our South African scientists?
It's South African. There is quite a lot of very good work being done in South Africa.
Yes.
In fact, one of our focuses is on multi-agent intelligence, and there's some good work being done at the University of
So
Pretoria.
they focus on what?
Multi-agent intelligence.
Okay.
So intelligence systems that are made up of interacting independent entities. And in the University of Pretoria, there's also some good work being done on computational intelligence. So there is a lot of good work being done in South Africa.
But are you guys doing enough to promote this work? I mean, as an academic community, do you think the university should do more? I'm talking now broadly, because sitting here listening to you is like, wow, so much brilliant stuff is happening. I don't even understand really half of what you guys are busy with, but it's so important in where the world is today.
I think it is very important, and it's important that society engages with this because it's not just a purely technical problem, it has social implications. So a lot of artificial intelligence work is focused on automating human intellectual tasks that are very repetitive. Unfortunately, that does constitute a sizable section of the world of work, which then requires a social response to a technical problem. And how do we deal with that going forward? So that's slightly outside of my field of research, but it is linked. In terms of do we promote ourselves enough? Well, I guess I'm here. Yesterday I got a call, and today I'm here. So someone...
We should see more of you and your colleagues.
Yes, for sure. That would definitely be good. There is one danger that I do think might be possible, is that in the early days of artificial intelligence, there were a lot of early large promises that were made that then weren't delivered on. So I think some of the early practitioners believed that within a decade or so of the emergence of the field, that there would be, human-level intelligence, and that didn't happen. That was, 50 years ago and more. And then there was a massive cut in AI funding, known as the AI winter. So I think there is a danger that in over-promising and under-delivering in artificial intelligence.
Okay, but thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you so much
for having come through this morning to talk.